John sir, am I audible?
No, they have in-person session.
John sir.
Entrepreneurship development.
Hello, John sir, am I audible? John sir, am I audible?
Hello, Dr. Sibi. Do you hear me? Hello. Hello, Dr. Sibi. Do you hear me? I think your mic is muted.
Yes, John sir, am I audible?
Oh, yes, you are
I
audible.
unmuted it.
Okay, okay. So it is time that we start.
Yes, we can start.
It seems Amma has come, Krishnamal Jagannathan ji has come, and I am not seeing Subbarao ji.
Amma is coming in 2 minutes.
Okay, okay, doctor. Dr. Satya has come. Let her come. No issue. Can we wait for a minute for Subbarao ji to join?
Yes.
Yes.
அண்ணா வணக்கம்ண்ணா கருணாகரன்.
கருணாகரன் வணக்கம். வணக்கம் சொல்றேன். வணக்கம்.
அம்மா வணக்கம்மா.
வணக்கம் ஐயா.
கருணாகரன் சென்னையில இருந்து கருணாகரன். இப்ப நான் சேவாகிராம்ல கேம்ப்ல இருக்கேங்கம்மா. சேவாகிராம் காந்திஜி ஆசிரமம்ல இருக்கேன். ரொம்ப மகிழ்ச்சி பாக்குறது, ரொம்ப சந்தோஷம்.
சரி.
Namaste, Baiji will be attending in some time. In 5 minutes, Baiji will be joining in. I'm Ranjini, his niece. Namaste to all of you.
नमस्ते, बहुत अच्छा लगा आपको मिल सके. We will wait. We will wait. Amma has also joined.
Namaskaram, Amma.
Namaskaram.
So nice to see her.
Oh yes.
Person.
सकाळी ते ताराच पेते दुधाची मांडते, मग नीलसाठी मांडते, तरी दुधाची मांडते.
Godson ஐயா, நமஸ்கார்.
ஐயா வணக்கம்.
வணக்கம்.
என்னுடைய தொப்பி எடுங்க.
Palmyra man.
Yes.
Karnakaran, namaste. Professor Pushpa Motiani ji has come. CRN Prabhu ji has come. उनको आज मीटिंग था, उससे छोड़ के आए हैं तो बहुत अच्छा लगा उनको देखे. We have we are waiting for Subbarao ji to join in few minutes, then we will start.
Yeah.
Because he is the first speaker, we don't want to start without him.
John sir, do you need to share a screen, any presentation or something?
Not exactly, no. Oh, Jacqueline has come. Hello, Jacqueline. नहीं करेंगे. Oh, Dr. Suhas Nambiar. Welcome. Netrapal ji, namaste. Oh, there is a good number of great friends have come. Noble ji, namaste.
Just about 2 minutes and he's back.
Rao Saab, Vijay Rao Saab, namaskar. Oh. Arora ji, namaste. Am I audible?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Namaskaram, Subbarao ji.
Namaskar. And she is Ranjini.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
I introduced myself.
So kind of you. Thank you very much. We
You're
are pleased to have a great volunteer you have along with you, as you always have.
She is my secretary, my physician.
Left and right hand. Okay, thank you. So we start. Good afternoon, friends. It's a pleasure to have all of you for this wonderful, unique gathering that has come together to celebrate the centenary year of Gandhi's one of the
Can you be a little louder?
Clear.
Okay. Am I audible now? Is it okay?
A little more. Yeah.
Is it okay now?
Yeah.
Okay. Good afternoon. Welcome to all. We have assembled to celebrate the centenary year of Gandhi's one of the most significant decisions. He took a vow not to wear a shirt or a formal cloth anymore on this day, 100 years before. It was a decision taken in Madurai city. Today, the National Gandhian fraternity has assembled in Madurai to commemorate with great solidarity and fine expression. We thought we should also do that celebration at our own level. Sevagram Ashram Pradishta, Mahatma Gandhi Mission University, Aurangabad, and with fraternal organizations across have called for this online gathering. It is our pleasure that one of the most significant, most fitting personalities of Gandhian fraternity agree to be with us and speak to us. We have Krishnamal Jagannathanji, whose contribution to land right is second to none. And she is with us to inspire us with her profound experience and insight. And the second guest is Dr. S.N. Subbarao. Dr. S.N. Subbarao is another personality who doesn't require an introduction, whose presence is felt across the globe through his inspiring motivational camp. He is another embodiment of non-violence. We don't require any better presence than these two great personalities to commemorate this occasion. On this occasion, I also warmly recognize the eminent presence of Professor Pradap Borade, the Secretary Trustee of MGM Trust, also the Dean of the School of Humanities and Social Sciences, Dr. Rekha Shelke, and the President of Sevagram Ashram, Prabhuji, and innumerable stalwarts of Gandhian and peace campaign in the country. Thank you very much for all your gracious presence. We have the Honorable Chancellor of the MGM University, Sri Kadam. He was supposed to come. He is not sitting well. Yet he agreed to be with us in spite of his poor health. I also recognize his eminent presence. And without delaying further, we have to get into listening to these two great personalities. Our Chancellor also, we wanted the Chancellor also to speak, but
Bhaiji, vanakkam.
Because he is not keeping well. We will listen to the two great personalities, and then we will have a discussion in which few of the participants will also reflect upon the occasion, and any more all those who want to express can raise their hand and we will have little time to speak after the two guest speakers complete. As a beginning, I would like to have a formal introduction to the first speaker, Dr. S. M. Subbarao. I request my colleague, Dr. Vaishali Chaudhary, to introduce Baiji.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. My voice is audible?
Yeah, if you can start your video, that will also be good.
Okay. Namaskar, sir. It's my real honor to introduce Dr. Subbarao, sir. Thank you so much again. Sir is a personality whose stature cannot be captured on a piece of introductory note. So we all know about this. Even at this ripe age, he is the most sought after the friend of the youth of the nation. One should attend his annual National Youth Camp to understand how inspiring a personality that Bhaiji is among the youth. He had a stunning start of his career. At the age of 13, he boycotted the school and wrote on public road in bold letter, "Quit India." And he got arrested for that crime, but released for that the reason that he was just a schoolboy at that time. He associated with Rashtriya Seva Dal and with his mentor Dr. Hardikar, he organized a series of camps across the India to instill patriotism and sustain the spirit of nationhood. Jawaharlal Nehru also was pleased with his dynamic leadership. On the occasion of Gandhi centenary, 1969, he conceived and proposed one idea, and that idea got approved related to Gandhi Darshan train and was the director of caravan for the whole year. Then he went to Chambal and worked with Acharya Vinoba Bhave and Lokmanya J.P. Narayan. There he established Mahatma Gandhi Seva Ashram at Jaora and Morena, which is there in the MP, persuaded and facilitated the surrender of 600 rated dacoits, including those like Mohan Singh and Madhav Singh. His national youth camps, organized annually across the nation, is much sought after events among the youth. So much that the people across the world wanted his camps. US, UK, Germany, Canada, Singapore are some of the many countries he organized his camps. The illustrious career is decorated with many honors. Rajiv Gandhi National Sadbhavna Award, Jamna Lal Bajaj Award, Shanti Doot International Award, Vishwa Manavadhikar Protsahan Puraskar. Kashi Vidyapit honored him with Doctor of Literature degree. He speaks every Indian language, and he himself stopped counting how many languages he knows. He is a powerful singer, electrifying speaker. He is a motivation, embodiment, optimism personified. As Gandhi worked to live on loincloth, Bhaiji too worked to live on half pant, perhaps in solidarity with the downtrodden masses. That makes him the fittest person to speak on the theme of this day. So I would like to request Dr. Subbarao sir to guide us so that we will get motivated to try this enlightened path. Thank you so much. Sir, now you please start your guidance to us.
Thank you, Vaishali ji. Friends, namaskar to you all.
Namaskar.
Normally in the meetings I go these days, I am recognized as the eldest person attending the meeting at 93 years. But here in this meeting, I am very much honored, but the elder sister Krishnamaji is here. Vanakkam Krishnamaji. Sakumar Kingla. So nice that she could come. And I see my very good friends, Karunakaran here, TNR Prabhu, Dr. Chaladurai. Oh, so nice. And normally when you go to meetings, I ask my audience to sing with me. But today you are sitting, someone is 2,000 miles away, someone is 100 miles, 200, so far away. So we all go, I request you all to join me in singing for 1 minute. And the song is The Music of Silence. Great music, the music of silence. Mauna Sangeet we sing for just 1 minute and enjoy the music. 1 minute, please give me. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om
Om Shanti.
Thank you. I very much appreciate the organizers to have organized this, because there have been so many functions going on in the country and outside. But this is a very special occasion, a special kind of meeting. And the topic I would like to call the Gospel of the Loincloth, the Gospel of the Loincloth. Many incidents took place in making Mahatma Gandhi what he was. I frequently remember, though the incident was about maybe 50 years ago, I'm a camper. I organize camps. And in many places within India, I had camps in Ladakh, camp in Andaman, Lakshadweep, Nagaland, Mizoram, everywhere. But then some of my camps have been outside India. One camp in Indonesia, 3 camps in Bangladesh, 3 in Nepal, and 37 in the United States of America. 37. Every year, beginning from 1985, I had a Gandhi youth camp in the United States, in California area. A group of friends there who helped me do that. And when I go into the United States, I take different gates. Once it was Chicago, once it was San Francisco, once it was Detroit, once it was Honolulu. So naturally, many times it was through New York. Once the biggest airport in New York, the John F. Kennedy Airport, I got out of the flight. After all the formalities, I'm standing there to collect my luggage. And I just see one side, there's a huge canvas, maybe about 20 feet wide or so. And it is John F. Kennedy Airport in New York, the United States of America. I see on one side of the canvas, Mahatma Gandhi's sketch, and the right side, huge letters, maybe each letter was about 6, 7 feet. And what is written there?
अच्छा, भाई जी आपका आवाज नहीं आ रहा है। आपका म्यूटेड, भाई जी आपका म्यूट होगा।
They got muted. Can you please ask them to unmute themselves?
यस, आप अनम्यूट करना है।
Hello, Karunakaran sir, can you please unmute yourself? You are muted, sir.
नॉट करना कर, दिस इज भाई जी का कर।
Sorry. Can you please ask them again?
Yeah. They are working on. Their video is on, but audio is.
Okay.
Oh, now,
Now it is unmute. Now it is in.
okay.
Can you hear us?
Yes, we hear you. Yes.
Yeah. Continue, Baiji.
Oh, thank you, sir. I'm sorry. So
No
two
issue.
canvases I saw in the airport of the United States of America, John F. Kennedy Airport. For Abraham Lincoln, they write, failure, perseverance. His life was, his marriage was a failure. He could not get a job. His articles were refused by the newspapers. Everything was failure. But then because he stood up to his principle and then became one of the best presidents of the United States. And for Mahatma Gandhi, they write, what made Gandhi, question mark. How interesting, because Gandhi, Karamchand Gandhi, the young Gandhi, child Gandhi, was a coward. He would not go to the room without light next door. He is sitting in one room with his parents and with his brother, and he was scared to go to the next room, which had no light. And she had to take the help of Ramba Ben. Ramba Ben, please come. I am scared, I cannot go. A boy who was so hesitant, so cowardice. How could this young child grow into such a magnificent personality that could shake the British Empire? Churchill was never tired of calling his empire as the empire where the sun never sets. If the sun sets in Australia, he is rising in Canada. So round the clock, sun is always shining. In such a great, vast empire, one single man, he stands against it. What made him this? Something for all of us. And Mahatma Gandhi says, I did nothing special. It is nothing abnormal. Everybody can do whatever I did. So it's a message to you and me. How can I do what Mahatma Gandhi did? So he has a message. And that message is, whenever occasions came, he was beaten in Africa because he was burning all the permit papers. The police come, not one, but a bunch of them, beat, beat, beat. But then this man goes on doing it. How could we get the courage? Thrown out of the railway carriage, and he calls all the Indians, look, I was humiliated. They all have a big laugh. What is strange that you are telling us? This is happening to us every day, morning and evening. And Gandhi says, I am going to fight it out. There is a bigger laugh. You, this lean, thin Gandhi, he was 23 years of age then, and he went there to work as a solicitor. You, this thin and lean Gandhi, you are going to fight the British Empire. You know the strength. They have the guns, they have the military, they have the police, they have the jail. And then Gandhi has a message there. Even today, you go to Sevagram Ashram, Mahatma Gandhi's, our TNR Prabhu is sitting here, with the chairman of that ashram. Right in the morning, early in the morning, the cold morning, dark morning, they recite prayers from Hinduism, Islam, Christianity, Sikhism, Jainism, Buddhism. And there, one line comes from the great Adi Shankaracharya. Tad Brahma Nishkalamaham Natya Bhuta Sangaha. What a forceful sentence. Shankaracharya says, I am not a weakling. Every one of us, every human being may take it into his or her mind. You are not a weakling. You are not a useless creature. Then what am I? Tad Brahma Nishkalamaham. Because I am that great Brahman, the great God. So I am the great God. Shankaracharya says, and Mahatma Gandhi's ashram repeats even today, every morning, tomorrow morning, they will have the preeminence program. It means I am not just a joint of all the elements, but I am the great Brahman. So when Indians in Africa laughed at him and said, the British have big power, Gandhi said, yes, I know. The British have the guns and police and all me, but I have some power sitting in me that is bigger than all these powers. So that was the message of Mahatma Gandhi. He comes to India, 1915. Then he goes to Champaran, creates history there. But apart from correcting history, Mahatma Gandhi and Kasturba Gandhi are moving in Champaran. And they come in front of a house. And who is there in the house? A lady comes out. And they ask her, who else is in the home? She says, my sister and my mother. Call them also. This woman goes in, another woman comes out. And she's sister. She says, where is your mother? She's inside. Call her also. She goes inside and the mother comes. One by one. Then Kasturba asked them, why don't you come all of you together? Oh, Mataji, we cannot come together outside. Why? Is there some custom like that? They say, we have only one sari. When my sister came, she was wearing this sari. My mother came, she was wearing this sari. I come. So all of us cannot come out of the house. What a shock to Mahatma Gandhi. He acts in poverty. But in poverty to this day, 3 women in the house and then they cannot come out together. He was struck. This was 1917. And the thought is itching him. What is my country? What is my country? How can I improve this country? How can I make everybody able to eat and dress with dignity? So the thought is going on and on and on. He goes all around India, sees poverty, poverty, poverty. And she's moving in Tamil Nadu, Madurai area. Our sister comes from there. And big meeting they organize, a big meeting where Hundreds of charkhas were flying at that time, those big charkhas. And people have come, many women have come, but hardly any woman with a blouse, just a sari, and then nothing to cover up. They also say Mahatma Gandhi. He is reminded of what he saw in Champaran. He said, what should be my reaction? I call myself a representative of these people. And I'm wearing a big safa, a big kurta, and a big, long dhoti. Then one Rajan was translating Gandhi. And 21st of September, Mahatma Gandhi had meetings in 1922, 100 years ago. Meetings are over. Next morning, Rajan comes. Mr. Gandhi, it's time to go for a meeting. Gandhi says, yes, come on. Come on? Are you not going to get dressed up? And he says, Gandhi, one langoti, it is not a dhoti, but a langoti, short dhoti, and one small towel to cover. Then he says, Gandhi says, come on, let us go to the meeting. Rajan is shocked. In this dress are you going? Mahatma Gandhi says, from today, this is going to be my uniform, because I see my brothers and sisters in my India wearing less than these clothes. And how can I, who claim to be a servant of these people, wear so much cloth? So from there I decided. So a revolution happened. People thought revolution meant killing. The more the killing, the bigger the revolution. China had killings, Russia had killings, and they were called, even today, they are mentioned as revolutions in history. When Mahatma Gandhi went to Champaran, he had he was to stay with Dr. Rajendra Prasad, but he was out. Then he went to his old acquaintance in Acharya, J.B. Kriplani, who was teaching, he was a professor. He stayed with him. And some of us know Kriplani ji, who was talking very blunt. So he told Mahatma Gandhi, he was just becoming a Mahatma. Champaran made him Mahatma. So Kriplani says, Mr. Gandhi, I appreciate all that you are doing. But you say you are going to bring freedom to Mother India through non-violence. How can I accept this? The people who are uneducated, who they all call you big man, so they accept you, but how can a professor accept you? Gandhi says, why? What if you're a professor? What if I am a professor? I teach history to my students. 2000 years of history I have. There is not a single incidence of any country becoming free through non-violence. America had to fight. Russia had to fight. Every country has had to fight. Then Gandhi says in his simple language, my dear professor, why do you think the last chapter in history is already written? Shocking. Why do you think the last chapter of history is written? Lenin was 6 months younger to Mahatma Gandhi. And he has a very beautiful saying. Lenin used to say, I have great pleasure in reading history, but I have greater pleasure in creating history. Mahatma Gandhi was creating history. Then Acharya Kriplani says, oh yes, here is a man who is a guide not only to the unread, unstudied, uneducated people, but to professors like me. So that is the message of non-violence. And non-violence always goes with simplicity. Simplicity, we are observing the great freedom of India, and we are building a huge structure for parliament. Is that our priority? When people are hungry, and people are starving, and people have no house to live under. So, Government of India, we the people of India must give a thought to this. Our objective is unto this last, the man who has no food. So our priority must be centered on this, unto this last individual. So when one sees his friends like this, one very famous feels like going on talking, but then I'm also eager to listen to my elder sister, Krishnamma. So thank you very much, especially Challadhara is a very good organizer. Once he invites you, then he keeps on reminding you, So he did it. I'm very highly thankful to you for having given me this opportunity. With respective namaskar to all of us, I take leave of you. Many, many thanks.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Bhaiji, for that inspiring presentation of right from your heart, the gospel of Loincloth. It was such a wonderful, powerful message that connects us with the people whom we aspire to lead or aspire to uplift. Thank you very much. We will have an interaction later on after listening to Amma. Of course, the president of Sevagram is very much with us, dear PR and Prabhuji. He will also give a message after Amma. But now I request Amma to speak. Before that, I request our good friend Jacqueline De Castillo to introduce Amma.
Thank you, Dr. John.
Yeah.
Krishnamal, from my heart, I am honored to welcome you and introduce you today. Dr. John granted me this amazing offer today, and with such light and love to guide us in honoring the centenary day of Mahatma Gandhi's Loincloth Revolution. For everyone, I met Krishnamal in 2011 through Dr. Satya Jagannathan, who I believe is also with us on the call today, which has led to really an internal bond amongst us all. Satya is there, I think.
Yeah.
Hello. So now I would like to share with you about Krishnamal. Krishnamal is a Gandhian activist who has devoted her life to the upliftment and empowerment of the landless and voiceless people of India through redistribution of land and land rights. Witnessing 42 landless men and women persecuted and burned alive in a district in Tamil Nadu is what inspired her and her husband to forever fight for freedom and social justice. Krishnamal's persistence knows no bounds. In 1981, Krishnamal and her husband founded Land for Tillers Freedom, an organization that works towards social justice and secures land rights for the Dalit class in Tamil Nadu and across the country, aiding women and families to become self-sufficient. They frequently brought landless people and landlords to the same negotiating table, persuading the landlords to concede a piece of land at a concessional rate to the landless. Lofty would then negotiate the banks to extend a loan to the buyer, and the concept of a loan for the poor to buy land was never heard of in Indian banking history at that time. Listening to Krishnamal talk about her approach to securing land rights for the landless is incredibly inspiring, and that is definitely an understatement. One of the approaches she shared with me was that she would peacefully walk onto the land of a large landowner and sit on it, and she would come back day after day. And eventually, she said, someone would invite her in for tea. And that started the conversation, which ultimately led to over 13,000 people gaining access to land across the country. After multinationals entered the coastal lands of South India for a lucrative prawn culture and acquiring large pieces of land from the coastal land farmers, the aqua farms caused seepage and spoiled the land and underground water, posing a major threat to the farm economy in the region. Lofty utilized Satyagraha and filed public interest litigations, which also was a very novel idea at the time, after which the Supreme Court banned all the aqua farms that were within 500 meters of the coast. In her lifetime, Krishnamal has made a significant contribution to the Indian independence movement, carrying on Gandhi's legacy, and has received many awards for her work, including the Right Livelihood Award, who rightly called her India's soul, Padma Bhushan, and the Opus Prize. As Dr. John has said, among the voiceless masses, she is the voice. Among the hapless, she is the hope. The loincloth has also been a symbol of her spiritual strength and her heart force, which emanates so widely if you meet her, and has touched the hearts of so many women in weaving their own path towards freedom, including my own, which I am forever grateful for. Krishnamal.
Thank you very much. For the next 20 minutes, we will be listening to Amma from her experience, the significance of loincloth, and the message it gave. Thank you very much. Looking forward to listen. Amma.
Humble namaskaram to all. I am very much interested to hear, after a long time, I was able to meet Subbarao-ji, our friend Jackie. Very recently, we celebrated 75th Independence Day. 75 years have gone, but still majority of the people are in poverty. I met Gandhi in 1948 in Madurai. Dr. Saundram Ramachandran, Gandhigram, she helped me to meet Gandhi in Madurai. She entrusted one work for 3 days to looking after all the participants in the camp. Then I got the spirit of Gandhi and ready to go and join to work with her. We started to work helping young widows. 9 to morning 2:30 to 3. We go around the city and collect the young widows and organize a very good living for the young widows. Then we started to work in Gandhigram. What a good opportunity for me after meeting Gandhiji. I was given to join Vinoba Bhave. Jagannathanji was asked by Vinoba Bhave to take up the Bhudan movement in Tamil Nadu. He wanted me to go and join Vinoba Bhave in Bihar, working. Nirmala Deshpande from Nagpur and our Meera Bhatt from Gujarat, Rajamavan from Kerala, like that all over. Very good sisters have come and joined Vinoba. I am very fortunate to be very close with Vinoba Bhave. Gandhiji, he wanted to solve all the problems non-violently, peacefully, and with spirituality. He is a very religious person. So today is a very important day. He came to Tamil Nadu, Madurai, and then saw a very poor man tilling the land. But his dress is only a piece of cloth. He created some pain in his heart. We wanted to have freedom, but this man is not having freedom. He is tilling the land, but he is a slave to the landowner. I must relieve him from this pain. First, let me start the freedom fight. He selected Vinoba Bhave, a sadhu, sannyasi, jnani, yogi. What a great opportunity for me to join with Vinoba Bhave from Benares, walking from Benares to Patna, all over Bihar. At that time, when I went there, I saw all the land belonged to the other state people. These people didn't have land, but they are very slavish life for them. And what they did, the whole paddy grinded into powder, and they used to give 3 hands of powder as a coolie for a wage, and 3 or 4 mirchi, chilies. Then I started shedding tears. After going round with Vinoba, I went round and see the villages. Evening I started to cry. Then one day I went to Rishikesh. There very big mud. In that mud, Buddha Gaya. There I saw a sadhu sitting with a golden chapel. I told Jagannathanji, I don't want to come with you. I want to solve the problem. He told me, wait, I will bring some more ladies from Tamil Nadu. Then 5 sisters came. We all joined together, worked. From village to village, we went round and collected the women and told them, you see, Gandhi wanted to have freedom to you all. So you must come and let us have on important days fasting program. Even they will arrest, we will go to jail. Are we ready? They told me, we are all ready. Then we started making. Then the sadhu was having a golden chapel. He was owning 18 mutts, and the mutt people are not doing any service, just sitting and spoiling the young woman, taking them outside to partner on other side. Then I wanted to put an end to that. So night and day we will go round and collect the woman, went to jail and released him. Another opportunity, when Vinoba came to Tamil Nadu for Kanjipuram conference, after the conference, he started to walk. Then we all went to Kanyakumari. He has to go to Kerala. So 3 days we waited in Kanyakumari. Then morning 3 o'clock it was running, going round and running. And I am afraid that he will enter into the water, into the sea. Then Jagannathan ji came and took him to a safe place. There he was sitting and got down into the water, and he was saying, I wanted to do one work. That work is, land should go to the man who is tilling the soil. That is the only thing. I wanted to give freedom to them, to that people. So good. So I have taken the work. Then God given me another opportunity. 44 women are burnt alive in one place. Then I took it. 3 years, went round and round, taking only daytime, the whole day. I will take only water from the rice. And then in that way, I went round and collected women with the women's fight non-violently. All the women have got, thousands of women have got land now. Now in Gandhi and Vinoba name, I wanted to succeed establishing, giving them land, and now a pakka house to them. So I want all your blessings. But my appeal is not money, only materials. I will start with 5 bags of cement from each one, not much. They can send to the beneficiaries. I used to create a kitchen and eating together and working together and finish this work. How can you leave them to live in the street? Even now, they are suffering. So, in this way, one thing is in my heart. உடுக்கவோ ஒரு கந்தைக்கு மேலில்லை, உண்ணவோ உணவுக்கும் வழி இல்லை, படுக்கவோ பழம் பாய்க்கும் கதி இல்லை, பிறர் வார்த்தன் சென்று பிச்சை எடுக்கவோ துணிவும் இல்லை. So in this condition, now people are getting tired, they are dying. So that is the only wish I have in my mind. I appeal to all my sisters. What a opportunity for me to meet our Subbarao-ji. So this is my appeal to you. Today is very important day. Gandhi recognized the suffering of the common man. So from that point, I wanted to have freedom, to give freedom to these people, but that time has not come. I appeal to Subbaravji and others to go around and organize the youth. Now they don't have any work, anything, just going around like that. We must give them proper training and very good training. Ask them to come up to dedicate their life for the improvement of the society, improvement of the whole nation. With this, I thank you all for inviting me.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Amma, for that inspiring speech. She fought for the landless people, and through a unique method of a negotiation table between land owners and landless peasants, she persuaded and got land for these people. The method was very unique. She persuaded the landowners to see the plight of the landless people and then yield. She asked them not to give land freely, but for a concessional rate. And when they agreed, the land was registered in the name of the poor person, and the landless became landowner. But even that small money she did not have. She persuaded the banks to give loans for these poor people to buy their land at a concessional rate. And also she fought with the government to give an exemption for stamp paper duty, registration duty and all. That was a wonderful initiative. We got 13,000 families get land and change their economy forever. And for the 13,000 people, now at this right age, Amma is fighting or struggling to get a Pakka house to live. And that is the campaign she is doing. The poor man with whom Gandhi associated is still around us, and still the Loincloth calls us to adopt the principle and the methodology. That was the message. Thank you very much, Amma. Before getting into discussion, I now request our respected P.R.N. Prabhuji, the president of Sevagram Ashram, to give his message on this occasion.
Thank you, Dr. John sir. I am excited to just hear very senior most Gandhians in this country. They all were depicting and exhibiting good example of the Gandhian concept, that is gospel of loincloth. We are very happy, we should be very happy at least to see that even though we were not in a position, in my case, I can tell you, even I was not born during Gandhi's time, but I had an opportunity to live just after Gandhi era. That is also a great thing. Because whenever I turn back and look at Gandhi and wanted to study Gandhi, I am just wondering how this gentleman came up. Subbaravji, you rightly said, a coward boy has turned to a mighty frightener, so to say, to the British Empire. So this quality we developed is just because he identified with the lowest person of this country. The identification is very, very important, because we can say so many things, but that the words will be of the listener. But if you identify and you practice, you need not say anything. Without your saying, the message will go to their heart. Apart from this, one aspect I always feel that not in certain moments or certain occasion, he has shown some examples to commit with the lowest domain, the Antim Vyakti. But from his earlier days itself, he started renouncing his personal wealth and being the part of the society. So even the family, he converted into a ashram, a common place, where he doesn't have any property, he doesn't have any assets, he doesn't have any interest in any of the things. Because in the modern history, we know that the main problem against the socialism is that we are very much particular about the rights, especially land rights. So land rights has created a very big issue during even Marx time. And they were also fighting. In communism also, they say that it is very difficult to bring this land under a common pool. And the society will govern as per the general norms. But it's very difficult because one will not surrender or forgo the rights. But here, during Bhutan movement and Gandhi's time also, he has created a background. Gandhi himself created background by denouncing everything. You may be knowing that he was not having any assets in his lifetime. He didn't keep any property to his heirs. Then he was a person who dedicated to the common man. And this example itself has percolated and many people join. They say, Krishnamalji said, that people who were attracted because of his quality. The quality he started from his younger age and is not exactly with certain incidents. We can find that Gandhi has created a classless and at the same time rightless property also. He wanted to create a rightless property, that people should not have anything of their own. Whatever is there, it should belong to the society. Exactly what wanted to in China also, what Mao wanted to do it, the same thing. So without any violence or without any force, if things can be convinced to the people and people can be followed and they may be made aware about things, I feel that Gandhian principle will work and Gandhian ideology will bring much more changes in this country. That all depends upon the dedicated people. That is what some more training and more youth should be brought into the field of the training. And apart from whatever happens in this world, if people can come closer and do work, then definitely there is a possibility of development in each field. This African, that concept of Ubuntu itself, you are, that is why I am. So when we realize that the other person whom we meet is existing and he has to be considered, I have to be very considerate to him. And then only I will be able to live peacefully and I will be able to do my work properly and it will help the society. So I feel this is a very good move. A good team has been introduced today and many people probably may be having in the line to ask some questions and know more things about the speakers. So I remain with thanks.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for your wonderful reflection. Now we have 19 minutes more with us. It is time for discussion. We can express our thought and experiences. To begin with, I request the Professor Dr. Pushpa Motiani, former head of the Department of Peace Research, Gujarat Vidyapith, to share her learning from this occasion.
Question ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನನಗೆ
ಪುಷ್ಪ ಮೋತ್ಯಾನಿಜಿ
ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲಿಂಗ್ ಇದೆ ಬಟ್ ಮಾಲಾ ಬಂದು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಹಾಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಳೆ. Are there any questions?
If there is any question, you can pose.
Okay.
We have before the question, we have respected Roshan Kublalji from Durban, South Africa, who is associated with the Phoenix Ashram.
Okay.
He is an associate of Ila Gandhiji. I request him to say a few words on this occasion.
Okay. Ila Gandhi or associate ante, he is talking. Ila Gandhi or associate. Or Africa in the matardya.
Oh.
Roshan ji.
Okay.
Namaste, Dr. John G, and our respected speakers and all participants. Greetings to you from South Africa in our South African ways, sunny born. It's a real pleasure to hear such words of wisdom from people who have had direct contact with the great Mahatma. One saying that comes to my mind is Gandhiji said, what you do today is a foundation for the future. And clearly his Loincloth story, which Dr. Subbarao and our mother also referred to, the Loincloth story just tells us how real sacrifice must be made and how to really identify with people and their cause. I think Dr. G has shown us how Gandhiji put himself in the people's shoes and really felt what they were doing. And I'm also very young compared to Gandhiji's 150th anniversary now. But I'm fortunate that I go to the Phoenix Ashram, and whenever I walk there, sometime I tell myself, maybe I'm placing my foot where Gandhiji placed his foot too, and we are getting this great spiritual opportunity to walk in a very hallowed ground. So it was very, very nice hearing this story, especially the one about Champakaran, about the story about the saris, and also mother. And when I look at the work that mother has done for landless people and how she made sacrifices and went and sat there on the people's property, etc., I'm really inspired. And the last speaker mentioned just now about youth. And believe it or not, I'm just working with another activist on the another volunteer at Gandhi settlement. And yesterday we spoke that, look, we have kind of failed because it's 150th anniversary and we haven't got 150 youth in a camp. So we decided, all right, let's go and try for 10. So it's very prophetic that today, I think it was Mr. Prabhubai who was saying, let's get the youth involved. So I'm taking that prophetic message from this webinar today, and we're going to really create that Gandhi ambassadors, was Gandhi youth movement at the Phoenix settlement. Thank you very much, everybody, for the lovely wisdom you shared. And thank you for this opportunity to share a few words. And I send you greetings from Dr. Ila, Mother Ila, who I just spoke to this morning. And she's, as usual, busy doing lots of things. Greetings to all you from here. Thank you. Bye.
Greetings from Ila.
Thank you. Thank you, Roshan ji. This is time for interaction. If you have any question to ask Baiji and Amma, you can ask, or you can also share your insights, whatever. This is time for interaction.
Hello. Hello.
Yes,
Am I audible?
you are audible. Please introduce
Yes.
yourself.
Yes. Myself, Dr. Parvez Nazir from Aligarh Muslim University.
Okay.
This is rare opportunity to listen Amma and others because it is lifelong opportunity. I think that I heard Amma and the way she a spirited lady asked the youth to get training on the line of Mahatma Gandhi and particularly related to work with the people who are homeless, who are starving to death. So these are the great lessons that should be carried, and the legacy Mahatma Gandhi lived and died for, Vinoba Bhave lived and died for. This should be carried forward so that to bring prosperity, to bring at least happiness in the life of the people. One thing I remember, Mahatma Gandhi rejected J.S. Mill philosophy, greatest good of the greatest number. He was of the opinion that greatest good for all. This was the philosophy of Mahatma Gandhi, which Subbarao also spoken on these lines. John's lecture is also very inspiring for us. But my query is that Gandhi, when he went to South Africa, there was a total transformation. Why this transformation took place in Mahatma Gandhi ji or Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi in South Africa? Please, Subbarao, say something on this.
We can wait for other questions. If there are any other questions, we can add and Baiji can respond together. Any more questions?
Hi, John. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes.
Do you recognize me?
Nambiar.
African.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for the invitation on this auspicious day. I just want to convey something, some message.
A short message, please, or you can ask a question. Yeah.
Am I audible?
You are audible. Yes.
Okay, fine. So those who are hearing me should understand who am I. I am the ambassadorial scholar for peace of Rotary International, representing Gujarat Vidyapith Peace Center. So as a part of this particular subject, Loincloth Revolution, I was just listening to each and every rewarded person who spoke on that subject. It is a revolutionary idea, but how simple it is, but how difficult it is. And the last person who raised the question, this 150th anniversary day, we don't even have 150 youth behind Mahatma Gandhi. So where we have gone wrong? Dr. John Cheladurai, it is time for us to think loudly. Are we really behind, or are we really the Gandhians? Gandhism is nothing but natural truth. And how many of us can do that? How many of us can follow the truth? That is what is needed now. If there is truth, then thousands, not even 150, thousands and thousands of people will follow. Just like those who have followed when Gandhi was alive, because he was truth. He simplified the meaning of natural truth, my dear. When I was in Gujarat Vidyapith, I every day ask myself, Gandhi, am I right that you are a man of truth? Yes, I got the answer within a year. And that's the reason I represented Gujarat Vidyapith. And the same campus, I have been kicked out also. So if any Gandhians are hearing my voice, please understand, Gandhian revolution can only bring when there is truth. Otherwise, this sort of corona and things will come, and Gandhians will have no place to play a role to eradicate all these menace. Thanks a lot. for giving me the opportunity. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Now I request Baiji to respond Parvez Nazirji's question.
Thank you. We have a very short time left. Mahatma Gandhi, Gandhi did not plan his life. He grew. And then changes came as the situation demanded on that particular day. Karl Marx had made a design for the world. He put it in words in his Das Kapital. But Mahatma Gandhi did write his Hind Swaraj, where he had only given a direction which way India should move. And then he said, if I have two different opinions expressed, you take the later opinion as my opinion. That means he was totally open to change. So went to Africa. He had absolutely no plan of jumping into politics of Africa. He could not succeed in getting a job in India. He was not successful as a lawyer in India. Then opportunity came, so he said, well, come on, let me go to Africa and make a little money. So that was the idea only. But then one after another, the incidents came. The train incident came. And then the personality blossomed, opened. So it was in reaction to the train humiliation that Mahatma Gandhi got this idea, I must fight injustice, exploitation. So it came as the situation demanded. So he was a growing personality until the last day. He went on experimenting with his life. So it's a very correct proposition. The mind, ultimately the mind, have positive ideas in the mind. Swami Vivekananda used to say, what the mind thinks, the body becomes, the life becomes. So don't allow the mind to go to negative ideas. Fill the mind with positive ideas, so that your life is all full positive. We see there is so much need to do a total change in the Indian situation, economic situation, social order, political. All told, India has to develop. A new India has to be created. And who will do that? More and more people must feel, I have to do this. That's how it happened. That's how Gandhi became a Gandhi. Because so many things were going wrong, and people just accepted this. But then here was a man who said, no. In fact, Gandhi drew a lot of inspiration from Lord Jesus Christ, especially on his idea of himsa. But Gandhi lived 2000 years ahead of Jesus Christ. So Lord Jesus Christ said, resist not evil. But Gandhi said, no, Jesus, I have a little difference. Resist evil you must, but not by killing, not by shedding blood, but non-violently. So 2000 years of Jesus Christ experience, Mahatma Gandhi derived. And in fact, one Englishman, I have his name somewhere here, came to India and went to Gandhi's ashram. At that time, Gandhi was spinning. Then the Englishman thought, let me impress Mahatma Gandhi. He said, very interesting. He said, Bapu, Lord Jesus Christ said, love thy enemy as thyself. What a great statement. Love thy enemy as thyself. And Gandhi's spinning is going on. After a couple of minutes, the Englishman repeated, Bapu, Lord Jesus Christ said, love the enemy as thyself. spinning the charkha, Gandhi said, I had heard you the first time itself. Started thinking. Now my enemy is thyself. Think and think I do. I find I have no enemy at all in my life. I have no enemy at all in my life. Then that Englishman says, you have gone ahead of Lord Jesus, right? Gandhi was 2000 years ahead of Gandhi. So how can this spirit grow in the world when people say, I have no enemy at all in the world, so that we have a happy world, enemy-less world. So it's a beautiful concept. Of course, it will take efforts, and that is why these kinds of seminars are organized, where we can start thinking, how can I become such that I have no enemy at all in the world. Thank you. It is time. Another seminar for me. It's 5 o'clock, so I have 2 minutes left for that. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you, Baiji, for your valuable time and your presence. Your presence itself is inspiring. Your words are really empowering. Thank you so much for your input. Moving on, as it is time to wind up, I request one of the most important persons of this occasion, who conceived this idea and floated and made it happen. Dr. C.B.K. Joseph, Director of Jamnalal Bajaj Memorial Library and Research Center. It is part of the Sevagram Ashram, to say a few words and conclude with a vote of thanks.
2 words.
Dr. Sibi. Sibi, you are not audible.
Know.
Oh yes, you are audible now.
I do not know the feelings after hearing from stalwarts like Baiji Dr. S.N. Subbrao and Amma Srimati Krishnamarji Jagannathan. This is the second program which we visualized from 21st to October 2nd. As our friends are celebrating the Loincloth revolution in Madurai, we thought that we should also join in hands by bringing people together, because it is a very important day, and this message has great significance, and it is a great lesson for all of us. Initially, when this proposal was placed, people were asking me the question, series of programs, whether we will be able to organize every day. But we were confident that a program of this day is of great importance. The centenary of Loincloth revolution. And we are fortunate to have Dr. S.N. Subbrao. At the initial stage, we were not able to contact him. Myself and Dr. John was constantly sending messages and telephone calls, but we were not ready to give up. And John made it happen. It was so inspiring to listen to Subbrao, the young man of just 93 years. He still has he's a human dynamo who can pull the people and inspire the youth. He has rightly pointed out that this is the gospel of Loincloth. This is a real revolution, which he realized when he started his first satyagraha in the Indian soil in 1917. And it culminated in Madurai, taking a bold decision. And he continued even when meeting the emperor or in the round table conference, he was not ready to give up the decision which he took in Madurai. And it was we were so fortunate to listen to Krishnamalji, popularly known as Amma, and how she inspired after meeting Gandhi and getting involved in the Bodhan movement. Because one of the words which she said, Gandhi recognized the suffering of the common. See, the basic necessities of life are food, clothing, and shelter. Gandhi realized after the food, it is the clothing, and he started with that. And shelter, that was the point Vinoba took, the land. If you want to have a shelter, you need the land. Vinoba started the movement for that. And Krishnamalji was very much involved in that process. Many hands put together to make this program successful. And we are grateful to Vaishali Chaudhary of MGM for introducing Dr. S.N. Subrao and Ms. Jacqueline Del Castro for introducing Amma. We are also grateful to the president of Sevagram Ashram Pradhishthan. He was in the midst of a program. Even then, he has kindly agreed and addressed this audience. I also noted the presence of the Honorable Vice Chancellor, Honorable Chancellor of MGM University, Anukrauji N. Kadam, in spite of his poor health. Yesterday night also, we were trying whether we will be able to listen to Kadamji, but his blessings and his presence in this meeting was there. And we have a host of dignitaries in our midst. And we are grateful to Roshan Koblor from the Phoenix, who is connected with the Phoenix Ashram, and Dr. Parvez Nasir, Dr. Suhas Nambiar, and others. We are also grateful to Dr. Rakesh Telke, Dean of Humanities and Social Sciences, MGM University, and many activists, some of the activists who are in the midst of Padayatras, from whether it is in Kerala, whether it is in Andhra, they have also joined us in the midst, stopping this Padayatra to listen to Dr. S.N. Subrauji and Krishnamalji. And I am seeing many from, whether it is from Dr. Teresa Joseph from Kerala, Pushpa Motiani from Gujarat Vidyabid, and many dignitaries, many activists have joined this program. And we will be continuing this exercise. 24th, we will be having another session on the same time on another important question, Gandhi and Ambedkar and the Pune Pact. And we are having the evaluation of the peace and nonviolence paper competition. And we'll be having the webinar on 29th and 30th. And October 2nd, we are planning to have another online meeting. I request all the friends to join all these meetings and appropriately celebrate from the International Peace Day to the International Nonviolence Day. And also this is the 75th anniversary of India's independence, the right time to celebrate, reflect, and make transformation in our society. With these words, I thank once again all of you for your all the participants and resource persons. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Dr. Sibi. With your permission, I would like to recognize the honorable presence of Professor Pradap Borade, the trustee of Mahatma Gandhi Mission University, and Dr. Biju KP, who has been one of the anchors of the long-drawn debate that Sevagram Ashram is organizing. I also recognize the presence of the leading journalist V.B. Aroraji from Delhi, Vijay Rao Garu from Hyderabad, Bismillah Sayedji, Ipana Gowda, then Asha Book, the writer and columnist from Britain, Suparna Guptoji, Hari Lakshmindra Kumar, professor from Kottayam, Dr. Sunil Zare, Mr. Seeman Chandramogan, a peace scholar, Dr. Amirda from Chennai, Sri Sanjay Kumar Babluji, Yadav Rajuji, and Ansar Aliji, Dr. Yogesh, Dr. Sunita Topte, Professor H.S. Bhatia, and a number of people. If I have left any name, please pardon me. I also thank my colleagues, the principal of the head of the Institute of Hotel Management, Aniket Joshiji, Kadi, the head of Kadi Institute, Subha Mahajanji, Arya Tendulkarji, and Vivek, a number of friends who helped me organize this, who are behind the screen. I thank all of them. I also thank Godson Samuel, Reverend, who has been with us both yesterday and today. A very, very interesting person who has been working for the promotion of palm tree culture, which is one of the, land-based grassroots culture that he is promoting. Thank you. Karnakaran is a solid support all the time. Thank you very much for him. Of course, Jacqueline, who introduced Amma. Thank you very much. Dr. Satya, I shouldn't forget thanking her, because Amma could not connect through the social media, and she took exemption from her duty and came especially to get this connection possible. I thank her and all others who were part of this. My young friends, Smita, Mahendra, Basu, and so many other friends who were part of this. I thank all of them, and we conclude this session here. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you, John Anna. Thank you, John Anna. Thank you, Baiji. Thank you, Kislam Amma. Thank you, Sigbi Anna. सब लोगों का नमस्कार. जय जगत, जय जगत.
Sir, good morning from Ponneri, Tamil Nadu, Anandraj.
வணக்கம், வணக்கம்.
I'm sorry, I skipped your name. I'm very sorry. Thank you very much for your presence. Thank you.